Hi, Veronica. This is David with Pursue Tech. Tommy had passed along a message that you two were able to connect today around our application scan to PCC for you there in medical records. Excited to show you this tool today. Would love to walk you through a couple of the features, and if it is interesting to you, we'd be very excited to jump on a full stream demo with you and kind of show you more of the ins and outs of this tool. But I'll just walk you quickly through what it'll do for you. I know currently you guys have to work your documentation through a scanner. You're probably working from there to an email or a shared folder, saving the document, going into point click care, and all that back and forth is really what kind of ties up your guys' time. And so you end up spending a lot of time at the scanners ultimately. We come from nursing homes and developed this application to make that process very, very efficient for you. So this is a web-based application similar to point click care. It is locked down to your guys' IP address. And what it essentially does is we'll put a shortcut on your scanner, and from there you can scan in, large stacks of documents, and you'll be able to, press a shortcut on your scanner, and they'll flow right into this dashboard that's connected directly to Point Click Care. So you no longer have to work documents through an email or a shared folder. You can just use this secure dashboard that's connected directly to Point Click Care. There are a few ways to get documents into this dashboard. First being the bulk of your workload, which is a scanner. As I mentioned, you have a shortcut there. You can also drag and drop items in here too. So if I have some PDFs on email or on my desktop that I want to get into this dashboard, I can just go ahead and click and drag them up into this field in the top right corner. From there, it'll run through a quick virus scan. You can see it populated some documents up here for me. So I have 15 documents that I need to push to my residence chart. This system also connects with eFax as well. So if you guys are sending or receiving eFaxes at your facility, that's something that we can integrate for no additional cost. So you'd be able to click into an eFax really quickly and just assign it to your resident. But I'll briefly walk you through how it works. So just a simple one pager to get started. So I'd be able to view my document in full resolution. Obviously, these are just test documents. And then, of course, there's the four things you need to know to get this document into Point Click Care. The first being the effective dates. So by default, our calendar is always set up for today's date. You can schedule that for whatever day you want by just using this calendar here. Next is going to be your residence. So this is all tied to Point Click Care, your residence, your miscellaneous document categories, everything synced up with PCC. So every time you guys get a new admission, there's no updates needed. Those will automatically flow right into the system. Your residents are going to be defined by last name, comma, first name. The D you see here is for discharge. You'll have an A there for active, and then you also have your resident identification number. Now this list gets kind of long if your discharge residents are in there for a bit. So you can just start typing in here. Let's say this was for someone named Jack. I can simply just type that in, find all the Jacks in my system, and select my resident. Next is your miscellaneous documents categories. So these are all synced up with PCC as well. Any changes you guys make to Point Click Care will automatically be picked up by our system. Let's say this document was ancillary. You can see here, lastly, is what we want to name the document. So by default, it's automatically going to name it the miscellaneous category name. You can turn that on or off if you want, but we came up with a recent update that'll create templates for you. So let's say you selected ancillary and you wanted the miscellaneous document category, you wanted your resident's name, let's say the identification number, and maybe the effective date. Anytime you click ancillary, it's going to populate all that data for you. So there's no misspellings. When you go in your resident chart, everything's really, really uniform. And it just makes it really clean for compliance perspectives. So that's something that we can definitely work with your corporate team on if they are interested in implementing this app. Once I have that information in, I just hit one of these two green buttons. Upload and homepage is going to push this document to my residence chart, take me back to that list of documents I need to get into the residence charts. And then you also have upload and next. So if you're scanning a bunch of documents, going to work through these really, really quick, you can just hit upload and next. It loads up the next document in the queue. I can view the document. As I said, you go through this really, really quick. Find my resident. Let's say it's progress note. I can just go ahead and start typing in these fields just to make it a little bit quicker. You can see it automatically names it for me. If I wanted to add a date in here, I could as well. Let's just say the 16th. And then I can just hit upload and homepage or upload and next, and it takes me back to that list of documents. So started with 15 documents. Now we're down to 13, and essentially you're just trying to clear out this queue every day. This is a good example here. Let's say you have a bunch of progress notes that have come in. They're in your box. You got to get them into your residence chart. A lot of times you're either scanning those in individually or using some sort of a PDF editor to break up those documents. What we've created is an awesome split feature within this application. So you can scan in a full stack of documents. And then instead of using these 4 fields here, you can go up to right to the split PDF tool. And when I click on that, it opens up this window for me. And this is a massive change for you guys. So this allows you to break up documents right from within the app. You don't have to use a PDF editor, and it makes it really, really efficient. So I can scroll through this document, find different page breaks. Let's say on page 5, it switches to a different document and a different resident. I say pages 1, 2, 4 are going to go to this resident. We'll just break up some progress notes real quick. We'll break this up into 3 pieces for you. And then, yeah, so on page 5, it's a different resident. So I'm going to say pages 5, and then I can scroll through again. I can find where my page break is. Let's say it's page 8. And then I can select a same resident. I can select different residents. Anything I do within these categories, it's going to do for me. So once again, another quick progress note. And then if I want to break this up again, I can break this document up into 50 separate pieces if I like. So in the case of a new admission, you get a bunch of documentation in. You can scan that all in at once and then break up this document up to 50 times within this simple window. So I just add another document in here. We'll say on page 9, it's for a different resident. We'll say pages 9 to 24 just to make it easy. I can select a different resident here. And then once again, we'll just do a quick progress note. Alrighty, and then once I have these 3 items, I would say I have all my items filled out here. It's going to take this, when I hit split PDF, it's going to take this 124-page document and break it up into 3 pieces and then send those off to those resident charts. So really, really effective. Like I said, case of a new admission, even if it's the same resident, you have a bunch of different miscellaneous document categories. No more PDF editor. You can just use this split PDF tool and break up those documents really, really efficiently. So I hit split PDF. It took that 124-page document, broke it up, send it off to the residence chart. As soon as I send that, it takes about 60 seconds for it to arrive in the PCC residence chart. And then those documents just fall off the list. So it's just a simple pass-through system. We don't hang on to any of this documentation. As soon as we receive the code from PCC that it's been accepted and it's living in the residence chart, we delete that off our list. So there is a really cool feature up here under history where you can track where all of your information is going. It'll show you who uploaded it, under which category, your resident, upload date, all of that information. You can export this list, which is fantastic. You can search this by date or by resident. So let's say you got a new admission in and you want to check and just make sure that all the documentation is living within that chart. I can select the resident here. I can see what's been uploaded, who uploaded it, when it was uploaded. So if you're out for a couple of days and you just want to do some reconciliations, this history tab is fantastic. Another really awesome feature, I'm sure you've bumped into this before, but there is a maximum file size that you can upload to Point Click Care. Seems to be different with every customer, but it is really a pain when you work your document all the way to the end. You hit that submit button and you get the notification that the file size does not meet the maximum that you can upload. So our system is going to automatically do that for you. You would run through the same exact process, select your resident, you'd select your document category, and then you hit one of those 2 green buttons. It's just going to push to the chart. It's going to break it up into as many pieces as it needs to. When it actually arrives in your chart, it'll look something like this. So it'll say part one of 6. Let's say it had to break it up into 6 pieces. When it shows up in your chart, it'll be broken up into 6 individual pieces for you. So you never have to break up those documents or receive that notification again. I know that was a major pain in our facilities, and that's a fantastic feature that we updated. So no more maximum file size notifications. I'll run you through eFax real quick, just in case you guys are receiving eFaxes. So currently when you receive an eFax, a lot of times it's coming to your email. You have to print out that document, scan it, save it, go into Point Click Care, find your resident, all of that. With our system here, we can integrate it, no additional cost. Those medical records eFax are just going to go straight into our dashboard. You'll see them appear, and you just run through these simple steps. Select your resident, you select your document category, and then upload next or upload in homepage. Really, really simple. If I wanted to eFax a document out, we've seen this on certain occasions. Let's say a physician stops by your office and they say, hey, I just took down some notes for a resident. I want you to get those in the chart, but can you also send them to my office? We can definitely do that through this system. So instead of using these 4 fields here, I'm just going to go ahead and go up to this eFax tab. This is going to allow me to eFax this document. I'm just going to go ahead and use my numbers so you can see how it works, but you'd have an address book saved if these are going out to consistent destinations. You can add a cover page in here just to make that a little bit quicker. Let's say it was for someone named Jones, Dr. Jones, you can say notes. here are your notes. And then I have two options. I can send an eFax and delete the document, or I can send an eFax and send to PCC. I want to get this in my residence chart, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. And select cover page real quick. All right. And the document remains here, so it's on its way. It's queued up to be eFaxed out to the physician's office, and then I run through the same steps. I select my resident, I select my document category. You can see here's an example of a template, so it'll go ahead and populate all that information for you, and then I can just hit upload next or upload and homepage. So really, really efficient, especially if you guys are using eFax, no additional charge at all, and a fantastic tool for you. So that's kind of the ins and outs of the app. We would love to jump into more of a full stream demo with you guys, possibly with leadership or anybody who's going to make a decision on implementing this tool. I just know it's going to be a fantastic upgrade for you guys and wanted to make sure you had clear eyes on it. It's been needed in medical records for a very long time. We own skilled nursing homes ourselves and always struggled with this process. Everybody's trying to achieve fully digital charts in a very efficient time. And with the current process, it's just not possible without this app. So that's where we developed it. We'd love to get your feedback on this and see if this tool would be a good fit for you. So if it's something that you're looking to achieve, obviously we're trying to make your life easier. We just know that this tool is going to be a massive part of that. So feel free to reach out. We will reach out in the next couple of days. We'll give you some time to review this, and excited to reconnect with you and get your thoughts on it. So thank you for taking the time to watch this, and we're looking forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks, Veronica.